Hey guys, okay, so thank you so much for all your comments and your feedback on my last video. And for those of you who slid into my DMs, you can ask questions publicly. No one is looking at you, no one's judging you. But it's really interesting, the common threads that are there amongst wedding planners. So it's like, those who are established, those who've been doing this for a long time, I've been doing this over 12 years, and those who are just getting started or wanting to get started, right? So I've spoken to a lot of people, and one of the number one questions is like, how do I get clients? How do I get clients? I need either more clients or I need clients, period, right? So one of my students, that was one of her biggest things. She had been planning for a little bit, and was having a hard time getting more clients. So she had made a deal with her husband. She was like, look, if I can get 25 clients, 25 couples, then I'm not going back to my teaching job. And he was like, great, let's do it. Whatever, because that's what they needed in order to pay their bills and to survive, right? So one of her issues was that so many of her clients were booking the smallest package. And there was a $2,000 difference between her smallest package and her biggest package. And she had add-ons. So I was like, I looked at her Instagram. Her Instagram's great, really beautiful. She did have some work already. Didn't have a ton of work, but she had some work. So I'm like, okay, I don't think it's your Instagram necessarily. So I do an audit on her website because I'm like, something's there. Great personality, blah, blah, blah. I look at her website and I'm like, oh, well, you're selling everybody on your smallest package, just visually, like just from jump, like you're selling everyone on your smallest package. So she had about 15 things listed, 15 teaser services. I call them teaser services, but it's like just a little taste. Like, this is what I'm going to give you. And then people go, oh, and then they inquire about about that package, or they might say, I can't decide between the biggest or the smallest or whatever. And then they're like, can I have an email with all the information? Number one, you never want to put pricing information on your website. You also don't want to already list every single thing on your website. You want to take the conversation further than just, the website, anyway, we'll talk about that later because we could be here all day. If you know me, I can talk about this all day. Anyway, so I do an audit on her packages, on her website, look at her packages, and her biggest package, which like I said was $2,000 extra or more, it only had like 5 things listed. And I'm like, wait a minute. There are a couple things that I say, okay, wedding talk. I say that there are certain things that are wedding talk. There's like this wedding assumption, wedding thought, wedding brain, where, okay, the assumption was that people would know that if they got the biggest package, that it meant that they were going to get everything in the smallest package. Well, it didn't say that anywhere. And so even though it seems obvious to us or, whatever, sometimes people need things spelled out, right? They need certain things like this spelled out. And so just visually, again, you're going, dang, I'm going to get all that for $1,500, or whatever it was $1,500. So I'm going to get all that for $1,500. And they're going, dang, for $3,500, I'm not going to get as much. Now, again, it's like she spelled some stuff out, but she didn't spell it out. She didn't spell it out all the way. And so that was the first thing. I was like, well, I would definitely do your smallest package. Because why? Everybody wants a deal. People are trying to save some money. The other thing was that her day of coordination, which was her smallest package, which was $1,500, started 3 months before the wedding date. I was like, girl, what are you doing? You are not selling your biggest package. Like, I want your smallest package and I'm not even getting married. You sold me and you weren't even trying to sell me. No, but there was just way too much time. And I'm like, listen, if you are going to have a day of coordination package, make that joint 4 to 6 weeks. Make it 4 to 6 weeks, you're good. Okay, because never have... This pencil's just, it became a prop. Never have your day of coordination start the day of or the week of. That is insanity. Number one, it's your name on the wedding and you want to know what's happening. You also want to have as much control as possible. Also, if you do it the day of or the week of, if you just show up that day, you know, who did the timeline? Who did the final walkthrough? The final walkthrough is something that should happen a month before. That's where you talk about linens, how many linens, the floor plan. You know, that's when you go through all that stuff. That's when you really figure out like the meat and bones of the meat and potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. That's when you find out like the logistics. That sounded boring, but it's the logistics. Like that's when you find out, you know, okay, is the caterer bringing the linens? Am I ordering the linens from this place? How many linens are coming with the caterer? How many linens are coming with the venue? How many specialty linens do we have to get? You know, how many chairs? Are we doing special chairs? Are we doing this? Everything, right? So again, day of coordination, have it start 4 to 6 weeks before, you're good to go. So, and so I was like, you're wondering why you're not selling, and it makes so much sense to me. You need to make more money, but you're telling people, I'm going to give you everything in that first, my smallest package, right? Also, listen, don't let anybody make you feel bad for having a day of coordination. You know, I understand that there is this idea that like day of coordination is like lame or something, you know? I've heard, you know, some established planners who are like, oh, I don't do day of, I just couldn't possibly. And it's like, whatever, you know, like day of coordination, if you want to do it right. Anyway, so like I said, we went ahead and we went through. She also had some add-ons. To me, add-ons should never be like unlimited contact or unlimited vendor referrals and stuff like that. That is stuff you should already be doing. You know, where you have it in your package, you decide, but that's stuff that you should already be doing. It's not something that people should pay for as an add-on, okay? One of the reasons, in my opinion, especially something like unlimited vendor referrals, I want to be as much in control as possible, right? I want to refer the vendors that I love working with. Again, I don't get kickbacks from vendors. I'm just like, they do a bomb job and this is who I want to work with, you know, and this is who's going to make your wedding amazing. So that's something to think about when you're putting your packages together, like the unlimited vendor referral. You know, once you start to get to know the vendors in your area, then it'll just become very easy for you to suggest this vendor or that vendor. Anyway, we'll talk about that later because I could be sitting here all day. Anyway, my prop pencil. I'm tired. Anyway, so she says, so we go ahead, like I said, she changed her website and also the information that she would email potential clients. You know, they would say, hey, can I have more information about your packages? So sometimes she was saying that she noticed that they would say, can I have more information about your day of? You know, what's your pricing? Can I have a little bit more information? Well, we went ahead and we changed the stuff that she emailed to people after they inquired. She says to me, Summer, after she changed her website, after she changed the other package information, she said, Summer, I don't have to go back to my teaching job. And I was like, oh, what happened? You know, like, good, good, great. That sounds good. She said, I don't have to go back because during engagement season, because this is when we were having class, it was immediate. It was an immediate turnaround. It wasn't like 6 months later, you know. She said, as soon as I changed it, all of my day of people that I knew, like, okay, I'm sure I'm going to sell this as a day of, she said, I sold a record number in her experience, a record number of full package clients. And she's like, and I know it's because of the website. I know it's because I changed those things. And I'm like, yeah, you know, like, duh. No, just kidding. Okay, listen, I'm not going to talk your ear off. Leave me some comments, leave me some questions. Let me know your thoughts, feelings about the weather. And I'll see you in a couple of days because I got more. You know what? You guys know I got more. I could do this all day, but I'm not. Okay.